Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Yo, I'm starting something a little different this time. I'm just jumping in a little early here so everybody gets a chance to see the notification and know that I'm live. But we're not going to jump into the charts right away. Just tell a little background, a little history about what I've been doing in the game here, trading for a while. Got into crypto in 2021, but I was trading stocks before that. So I learned a lot about, in general, how the financial markets work and how specifically trading works, you know, specifically like the order book and what actually rubber meets the road makes markets move. There's a lot of things that people like to talk about in general as far as what's up, Blockchain Cowboy? He seen it. He jumped in quick. Yeah, I'm early, man. I just said I'm going to just start off a little something early because a lot of people join later. So I'm going to just let the music play and just give a little background real quick. Did want to say that this is not financial advice. I am an affiliate with Breakout Prop and Phemex. Happy Easter to everybody watching. Happy Easter weekend. Also, a little housekeeping. I will not have a live stream tomorrow. Be doing a thing with the fan bam, but I'm sure I'll still be in the Discord. Shout out to everybody in the Discord. We've been trading like crazy. Crazy. And like, I uncovered something, and I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it yet. I'm real excited to talk about it today because this is actually my favorite thing to do, and that is the short squeeze strategy. But still, we're going to let everybody get in here. Blockchain Cowboy, I'm glad my man is in here early. Want to give everybody a chance. In the meantime, before we get to the charts, because man, of course, now, I've been shorting all morning and shit. Now, of course, they want to go down. But maybe it's not. This one is still in an uptrend, technically speaking here. We're gonna come back to them. I want to give everybody a chance. Let me go on the 1 hour. See, as long as this 1 hour is going up, this is still an uptrend technically on the 1 hour as far as my scalping strategy is concerned. But for this ticker, and shout out T-Teaser in the private Discord, because he called out the fact that, yo, this is trading like Degen, which was my other favorite one. This is Degen over here on Phemex, which is doing diddly squat on volatility. But over here now on virtual, it's my new volatile ticker. So we're going to get into that in a second. I'm going to let everybody join, get warmed up here. Altcoin Daily jumped in the stream. You guys, they're literally the biggest crypto YouTubers in the world. They jumped in my stream yesterday, so shout out to Altcoin Daily. My boys Austin and Aaron. What I was going to do while everybody gets in here is I was just going to play an old interview I did with them a few years ago at NFTLA, a couple years ago. I can't remember when it was. Second time I went to NFTLA. So I'm just going to play that for a minute while everybody jumps in and gets warmed up here. That's what I'm going to do. One time for the one time. Let's just play it one time. There's a rap at the beginning of it, too.
Altcoin Daily.
Yes. Show popping crypto.
What's poppin'? Poppin' crypto. Cassius Cuvée. Let's go.
Either bull market ballin' or bear market building. Demystifying daily cause they be fully revealing the latest updates in cryptocurrency. Encourage me to learn and see and get dope urgently. They certainly alerting me to small cap gems, the kind you'll be like, I wish I bought them all back then. Twin brothers showing how the silver screen team works, teaching Hollywood how the Bitcoin dream works. From the red carpet to next is a fair target. They'll show you the projects that build in the bear market or alert a failure. They ain't trying to sell you, just highlighting what the mainstream won't tell you. News of the day in 10 minutes a pop. I'm the comment at the top like as soon as it dropped. It amazed me, the feeling is crazy when I hear yes, welcome back to Altcoin Daily.
Yeah. Altcoin Daily. Austin and Aaron. Yes. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Poppin' crypto.
Shut out, Altcoin
What's
Daily.
poppin'? This boy Cassius Cuvée here at NFTLA, also known as Outer Edge, with the legendary Altcoin Daily, Austin and Aaron. This is actually our 1 year anniversary from when I first met him at the check-in, as mentioned in my song, In Real Life. How you guys doing?
Excellent, dude. We're fans of you, so happy to be here.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Thank you, man. 1 year anniversary of me meeting Altcoin Daily. And then in the music video, In Real Life, they're in it the moment that I met him. So, we're here. This is not as big of an event as
Check out
last
my
year,
braids.
but we're still
I
excited.
used to have
Everybody
the
who
colored
is here,
braids.
we're
The
just
braids
as
changed
excited as
color when I
last year,
went
if not
outside.
more. But right off the top, Altcoin Daily, one of the top crypto YouTube channels in America, in the world. And basically, we're going to get into how you guys got there. But first of all, why is it called Altcoin Daily and not Bitcoin Daily?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, this conference is a little bit smaller than last year. Last year, bull market. This year, more of a bear market. But the quality of people here, very, very good. Now, why is it called Altcoin Daily,
Like
not
the quality
Bitcoin
of people
Daily?
in this chat. We
I
don't
started
got
the
hella
channel
people.
back
So
in.
very,
I
very
started the
good.
channel initially, brought
Shout out to
Austin on
private
right in
Discord.
the beginning. But I named the channel, and at first I thought, there's this channel called Altcoin Buzz with this host, Jeff. I used to think that was like the perfect name, Altcoin Buzz. Then I thought, like, you know, as a new person coming into the market, what's going to make you interested to click on the content? Bitcoin Daily, it's okay, because we do love Bitcoin, talk about Bitcoin, but Altcoin Daily, everybody, whether it's good for them or not, always looking for those low cap gems. And, you know, what we do on the channel
don't we do it here, right here
cover
with
the
your boy
general
Cassius
news and
Cuvée,
anything going on in
low cap.
crypto. So it's called Altcoin Daily, but
Shitcoins,
it's
I be
about
trading them like
Bitcoin,
crazy.
altcoins, NFTs, whatever's going on in crypto.
All right, now obviously, if you guys didn't pick up on this, they're twin brothers. As I mentioned in the song, they're also in Hollywood. You guys are both actors. So does any of your acting background or your skills, or filmmaking skills, I should say, apply to how you guys produce the channel?
I would say work ethic wise, definitely you got to rainmake, you know, so to speak, in Hollywood, meaning create your own stuff, get your own stuff going. You have to do that in YouTube world too, as well as listening, huge in the entertainment industry. And when we're interviewing notable people like a Mark Cuban or a Michael Saylor or whoever, listening is a big part of that. And then relaying that message, that story, whatever it is, back to the audience.
All right, well, as AC, short and sweet. Now, one thing that you guys can really learn from their show is how to make short and sweet content. So a lot of crypto YouTubers have a lot of different styles. You guys have probably my favorite style of content creation as far as most bang for your buck, right? You get a lot of information in a short amount of time, and they're very consistent. You do it every day. Now, how does maybe being brothers help you be more consistent like that? Does teamwork really help?
I would say, well, first of all, I like that you said, you know, about our content. We do not take the audience for granted. I always think about it from the point of view is what does the audience actually want to listen to? What's, you know, what would be valuable for their time? Because when we came into the space, there were a lot of live streams, and that's, you know, great for a podcast, but for a nice YouTube video, you want it to be short, concise. Now, speaking of short and concise, to answer your question about working with my brother really does help. I mean, somebody you can trust. There's an understanding of the amount of work we're each going to put in, and there's an understanding in general. So yeah, it's awesome to work with my brother.
And to add on to that, I would say it's very, that standard that we hold ourselves to, meaning posting a video every single day. It's hard for maybe you to trust a best friend to be able to commit to the level that you want to commit to. You can, but it's just harder to find. With a brother, you know if he says something, he's going to do it, or if I say something, I'm going to do it. So I like that.
And just one general question for the people who may not tune into crypto media all the time, who just watch me, Cassius Cuvée. Why is it that we're so passionate about cryptocurrency? Why is it? Why do we have this fire in our belly? We're here in a bear market, no doubt in our brains that this is still the future.
I think there's no greater advertisement for why we need Bitcoin in 2023 more than ever. Banks all around the United States and globally collapsing. We're seeing the power of data centralized to these bigger players, way bigger than before, the Facebooks, the Amazons, the Googles. If there's a future where decentralization wins, I want to be a part of that, and I want to help share the narrative and get that information out there before those big players have a chance to write their own narrative.
Cryptocurrency in one form
Yo,
or
what's
another,
poppin',
whether it's
Kalichi?
Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it is the
little early
future.
today. I
Now,
forgot to show
what we
the
do on the
Altcoin
channel
Daily
is
review.
talk about
There's a
the
wrap
ones
at
that
the
have
beginning of it,
traction, the
too.
ones with interesting things going on. But why am I into crypto? Why are people into crypto? Because it's cool to be at the forefront of a cultural shift, a technological shift, a monetary shift, and that's what we do in crypto.
One thing I like to say about this whole entire space is that it really is a renaissance period right now we're going through in history, where it's art, tech, and finance combined. And I like to have a lot of fun in the space. Obviously, I'm an artist, but I'm also interested in the tech and the investment opportunities. And so this is one way that a regular person has an opportunity to get in early, like if you were pre-IPO or something, right? Like a VC. A lot of these projects are so early that you can get in before the prices really pump. And that's what really kind of drove me initially to it. Then once I fully learned about what decentralized finance could bring to the world, basically, that's when I was like, okay, this is bigger than money. This is more important than that. Then once you start learning about Web3, blockchain technology, smart contracts, and how basically it's the third iteration of the internet, that's when I was like, okay, well, for sure, this is the future. So that was kind of what it was for me. But they're probably one of the first channels I ever watched and really tapped into on a daily basis and learned something every single day. So I appreciate you guys for that.
Yo, and by the way, I want to give it up to Cassius right here because, you know, as much as people like the news and hearing daily information, it's the artists that I think really gets that message out there. That's why I, you know, follow you on Spotify, follow you on your YouTube page. I think the artists have the best chance of spreading that message. So I think you're really inspirational, man.
I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for coming on Poppin' Crypto with your boy Cassius Cuvée. Let's get it.
You missed a good one if you wasn't there. taking over the game. Man, the throwback right there. Hey, thanks for being the nostalgia with me. Shout out Altcoin Daily. They jumped into my stream. You know, I only been doing it 3 weeks. This is the last day of my 3rd week. So shout out everybody who's been rocking with me. Tom Crown jumped in my 3rd episode. Miss Teen Crypto, Randy Hipper, she gave me a shout out on her channel. Altcoin Daily hopping in. So shout out to everybody, all the crypto influencers and everybody that supports your boy Cassius Cuvée. Obviously, shout out to my folks in the chat and in my private Discord. Altcoin Daily said they was in the private Discord in yesterday's chat too. So I started the show a little bit early. I was sitting here looking at these charts, looking at this crazy price action in virtual. It's been crazy, y'all. I've been looking at it, and I was like, man, let me just start this up real quick. Can we get a song intro? So Kalichi, you're reading my mind. So check it out, guys. All right, since you guys are only here, right? And we don't have that many people viewing right now, but for my real ones who've been on day ones, I got plenty more contest ideas. One of the ones, maybe I'll leak it, I'll sneak peek it right here. If you think your boy Cassius Cuvée has a theme song for everybody else in crypto, but ain't gonna have one for his own Discord, you must be smoking something. So you know it's coming. So for everybody who been rocking with me and consistent in the Discord, you feel me? Everybody who has been gaining experience points by participating, the more you engage in the private Discord, the more experience points you get. You never know. Your boy might have to make a song and give you guys a shout out. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the song who's rocking with me in the Discord. You feel me? Don't think I'm going to forget about y'all. Don't think I'm going to immortalize, not immortalize y'all who've been here since on my first month live streaming. You know your boy does it big when it comes to the music game and crypto. So for sure, you know, y'all keep engaging with me. Keep racking up them experience points. You know what I'm saying? And I might make sure I get y'all in a song too. You feel me? So let's go. Just like Blockchain Cowboy says. You feel me? All right. So we're gonna jump into these charts, right? Just like the am I still a little early? 4:01. I'm not early. Just like the thumbnail says, I'm going to get into the short squeeze strategy. And this is so shout out T-Teaser in the private Discord, okay? Is that, oh, that's him. That's Kalichi. Am I looking at you know, these the icons are so small. They're so small that I can't see that was the same one as what's in the Discord. Okay, right on. So there we go. That's T-Teaser right there. So Kalichi. Now, what we noticed on virtual, so here's the thing too, you guys, you know, I have not been trading this ticker until I started rocking with y'all. So I was watching it so close. I'm like, why do I love it so much, right? For me, I'm attracted to the volatility. That's just how I feel. I love it, man. You get a short win, this crazy volatility. You know, this is the 1 hour chart. But if you look on like the 10-minute chart, you know, there's a lot of ups and downs here, okay? Just this morning, I said like yesterday, I was like, how do we trade this weekend? I said, zoom all the way in, okay? So you could see how many times I've traded I don't know if you can see all these little arrows, and I've been shorting every single one has been a short, okay, guys? So I've been shorting it in and out here, get out here, you know, all these little shorts right here, right? And the short squeeze strategy is actually more appropriate for this than the actual scalping strategy. Because look at this. This is if it's not a short squeeze, it's the equivalent of a short squeeze. You feel me? It's going up that fast, that quick, like there's a moment. And you see what I'm kind of good at is catching the tops of these. Can you see the arrows here? I'm catching the top, got out here. This is when I finally said, okay, this is a damn short squeeze. Why am I keep trying to do the scalping strategy? Look, see, I'm catching the tops up here pretty good. I got out right here, which looked like a bottom, right? You know what I mean? Sure, I could have held it, but sure enough, if I held it too long, it would have bumped me in the face, right? So this is when I was like, okay, this is for sure a short squeeze. When I said I was lying to you, I told you I wasn't going to do any more trades today. Got in this one here. I mean, I caught this move so fast. Give me my money. Yeah, I wish I had come down here. It would have been over double the money. But look, came back up, got in right here, got out right here. This one didn't really make much money, anything like that. Maybe I could have stayed in, you know, and come all the way down here. I was getting ready for the stream and doing other stuff. And then, like I also said, when all else fails, short Ethereum. Now, not that anything else failed. I'm definitely green. You can see way more green here than red. But Ethereum, and I'm just batting singles. And you guys, this is also why I started small. Back to virtual real quick. I started small on this because I was still getting familiar with the ticker. And like I said, you pick one ticker and you look right at those 1 minute candles, you start realizing what the hell is really going on. And so when T-Teaser said, when Kalichi said, this is the new Degen, and I'm over here in a damn Degen short that ain't doing nothing, you know, right here. I'm like, you're right. This is the new Degen. Because Degen was my short squeeze play, but now Degen is doing whatever the hell it wants to do. I mean, I'm not stopped out yet, so I'll take it. But, like, basically, this is the volatility is what is so attractive here in Breakout Prop with virtual. So it is like the new Degen, and the point being, you got to get in and get out real quick on the short squeeze strategy. I'm going to go over it for a second, but I do want to look at this Ethereum also real quick. I have just one little swing open. I won't call it a swing. It'll probably be a day trade. I'm probably closed for the end of the day on Ethereum. And you can see why. So first of all, when I first said that thing about, okay, if all else fell short Ethereum, sorry, Ethereum maxis, but this has not been your cycle. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? I caught this move so quick, and I got out down here. It's like beautiful. Mwah! You know what I'm saying? You start feeling it, man. The more you sit here, and I kept saying, don't want to trade. I'm trying to do other stuff, and then I look at my phone and be like, come on, man. This is doing too much, So I caught in here, wrote it down, got out here. Okay, that was it. That was into that. I was like, oh, man, I could have stayed in longer, when I check back in, but you're never going to catch them all. And this is what I saw this. I said, this looked like a little head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulders right here, right? Comes down like this, right? Here's the head. Here's the other shoulder. Boom, shot all the way back up to here. And then basically at some point, enough is enough, I'm not giving up on either. I'm just telling you, if I'm bearish, this is one that I'm going to be bearish. I'm going to have a bearish bias for a short-term trade. So what did I do here? Okay, I saw this little one. I was like, I got in too early. Understood. But I caught the very top of this. As soon as I got it here, I basically swapped this out as a 1-to-1. I took a green on that. Just a quick little win down here. Not much. Just because this is the position size I wanted. It's always bankroll management, you guys. I mean, the thing about this, I'm not even growing this one. I'm not going really aggressively on the position size on this one. But I bet you I don't get scared. I bet you I don't get breached. So basically, I'm still in this short right now from basically this top up here because I'm basically betting on for me it's a swing trade, but it's probably just a day trade. That this is the top of this for the rest of this day. That's my bet, and or till tomorrow morning. We got this crazy morning pump. I mean, look at this. Look at Ethereum. This is a short squeeze. This is legit a short squeeze in Ethereum today, right? What time was that? I wish I had seen this live. This was at about 10:30. This was crazy. I mean, this is a telltale, obviously, with this wick. I didn't see it. So when I was going through my tickers, I was like, man, I wasn't even trying to go through tickers. It just just kept staring me in the face. And I was kind of determined to tame virtual, if you will. You know what I mean? I was like, look, I'll be damned if I stop. Because, look, these are my last two top. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, son. So, anyways, I got on Ethereum when I wanted to, collected a little bit of profit here, got a little break even more so here. And then, that one was a break even to here. And now I'm in this one here, and I'm playing this one. This is my stop loss right above it. This is my take profit. We'll see if this little, what do you call it? Not fair value gap, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if that gets filled. Virtual, still volatile as hell, right? If we got in here, we would have to get out. I probably would have got out here, to be honest with you, if I had gotten back in. This is a crazy ticker, y'all. But the volatility is beautiful. This is where we're going to get into it. Okay. So here's the thing about the short squeeze strategy, okay? And this is where we're going to get into it. I'm looking on the 1-minute chart. This is the 1-minute chart on TradingView, okay? You kind of have to be on the 1 minute because the thing is, this ticker is moving too fast to even give it time for like a 5-minute or 10-minute green dot to like appear. If I'm shorting, the green dot means to get out, okay? So I'm looking at the 1-minute chart, and what you are, it's a little bit more of an art than a science. Part of the reason that I've been holding off talking about this is because I know I have some new folks. I know you guys in the chat are kind of experienced, but like I've had some new folks, and I'm not trying to get people wrecked here. If you don't know what you're doing on a short squeeze, you can literally blow up your whole bankroll, okay? Like for real. So I want to be careful when we talk about this. The number one thing is you bankroll management. You got to know the ticker to know what size of position you want to get in. If you notice, I haven't been doing anything real big in virtual. I've just been kind of figuring it out. And now I'm starting to increase it a little bit, try to double up a little bit because I'm like, okay, I see how much it moves when it wants to go crazy. Like on one of these moves, let's say I had completely screwed up and I didn't get out. Like how bad would I be down? You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you're not going to get breached or you start doubling down, doing something crazy, right? I'd rather cut my losses like I did here, get out, and then you see I made it. Oh, let me go back to here a little bit bigger and break out. I had cut my losses on the one time. I think I was talking about it in the live stream and then, in the Discord. and then I got back in, so I made it back. So it's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? That's why I have the system in place. It's so that you don't get wrecked. You take one on the chin, but if you want to see the system through, you don't want to just stop. I mean, hopefully the point is you tell yourself you're going to sit down and do like a trade for 3-4 hours. You know, you're waiting that whole time for the right entries, and then you're getting out right at the best times. So this is what I'm doing. I mean, you're like, man, how did I catch this whole run up? I ignored it until the very top and I got in. And the real answer is I'm watching the candles. And I'm watching how big they are and how short of a time. And what happens is in real time, eventually, you're going to see, whoa, it's going to go up. And they're going to like start to stall out. I wish we could see one here so I could show you. Like they literally just stall out. They start to stall out. They start to flicker and they don't want to go and they'll give you one of these. And it's like, if you can picture the order book or picture the buyers and sellers, like there's people starting to pile on. They're starting to pile on those shorts, and the sellers are fighting them on the way up on that squeeze. And really what a real short squeeze is when there were people they were shorting down here, and they had to close out their positions, and it makes the price go even higher. That's basically what causes it's like a runaway train. But what happens is all good things come to an end, right? If you're in the long squeeze, like eventually they play out, right? Now, is this exactly a short squeeze? I don't necessarily like the Ethereum, like that's for sure a short squeeze, right? But this is like a little bit of a, I don't know if everybody just jumped in, a crazy fervor, but it looks like somewhat of a short squeeze because when it goes up this fast, what ends up happening is it comes down this fast too, okay? It runs out, just like you ran out of buyers up here, everyone piled in down here, and then they ran out of sellers. And for whatever reason, the way this ticker is probably just low volume, is not that much liquidity on it. And so it moves really fast. You got to be quick, okay? Now, granted, if you guys are trading also with I'm only putting 10, 11 grand. I think I had like 11 or 12 grand on this, right? Not a lot of money out of my 100,000. I bet you if you use like 50 grand, it probably wouldn't be this is probably not the ticker for that. You probably do need to use, 20 or less, just because you will, in fact, affect the order book itself. Your movement might make a difference. So, sure, you're batting singles on a ticker like this, and that's the problem with some of the short shit coins is that, if you have a gigantic bankroll, if you like Crypto Face, he can't trade everything, right? He can't trade virtual with his $10 million. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to work. As a matter of fact, I will bet you that even Breakout Prop has a limit on how big of a position you can even have on this. Let's see what they say. If I added a 0, they're going to say it's too big, right? So here it is. So 40,000 is the biggest they'll let you do. But the trick is the workaround. If you do want to go bigger, because I've done that on other tickers, is it's 40,000 once, and then you go in and you double up with another 40,000 on top of it. So that's how you'll get 80,000 units of here. So I'm using 50% of what they're telling me. That's like my single unit. You feel me? So but you can enter it again and again until eventually it'll start saying the order isn't going through. So that's how I slowly ramp up as I start kind of testing the waters. I start realizing, okay, if a move from here to here equals X amount of dollars based on this size. So if I were to double it up, then that means it wouldn't be as, can I sustain if somehow I screw up and it goes negative, that I know I could do that, 2 or 3 times, and then I'll catch this top eventually and get it back down again. But the real answer is you got to just watch it. You'll start seeing these wicks coming up like that, getting filled, come back down, and be like, okay, that wick was hella tall. And then you know what I'm saying? If I was trading this live and I seen this wick, I might have got in on this candle right here because that wick is a nice sign of a reversal. That tall wick, I say this all the time, every reversal, almost, not every reversal, but most reversals happen with a scam wick, okay? It'll look like a scam wick on some time frame or another. Even this one on a 5-minute will look like a wick, or it happened to be just on the middle of the 5. You know what I'm saying? On a 10-minute, that will look like or they only got 15. You start seeing a lot of these wicks here, you know what I'm saying? But I'm on the 1 minute. So imagine if you're on a 1 minute and you see a wick like this, that was that blow off top, like a mini blow off top. We always talk about a blow off top for the market cycle, 4-year or 2-year cycle at the top or whatever. But it happens on every time frame. So that's what I'm looking at when I'm doing a short squeeze. I'm zoomed all the way in on the 1 minute. You could do it on Phemex as well, but you're zoomed all the way in on the 1 minute. Let me put this on a 1 minute. Let's just see real quick. This is Degen. And I got to tell you guys, I don't know if it's my internet or what, but I've been seeing some lag issues. I wanted to call this out too, just a little heads up to everybody. One of the things that Breakout Prop will suggest if you are having lag issues is to try using the browser in incognito mode. So I reopened this one in incognito mode, and it was the craziest thing last night. I tried to reopen Phemex in incognito mode, and it didn't work. Like when I tried to put it, like I could pull up the website, but when I tried to put in my password, it kept saying wrong password. I know it was the right password until I ran out of tries, and then I tried to forgot password and said error. So I'm like, okay, something ain't working. So Phemex, I don't know if you can do that in incognito mode. I asked my business development manager. She hasn't responded yet. So I don't know. Just a food for thought here. So I've got Phemex on just a regular Google Chrome, and I've got Breakout Prop on incognito mode. I'm trying to separate the browsers. I don't know what's making them lag. I'm refreshing them regularly just to keep them up to date. But these are little things that I know is not like how to trade, but this is how to make sure your shit is working. So you might take note of it, okay? You can also ask customer support. They have tips. The tip that they told me a while back, I haven't asked them recently, is that where they're like, they want you to use their standard layout. One thing I noticed is I had another chart open over here that I wasn't using. What I have found is that the more charts, the more information it uses, like memory or whatever for the tab. So I only like to have 2 charts open, because if that was the case, then that's saving me like a third of memory, because the lag shit is not cool. So you definitely want to do whatever you got to do to clear that. The other thing is clearing the cache and stuff like that. You're done trading for the day. Even if you're not done trading for the day, you can go ahead and clear the history and the cache and that kind of stuff. So let's go to the other tickers real quick. Let me just wrap it up here. On the short squeeze, you're watching the candles and you're looking for that wick. And here's the thing. Let's say we were going to do it here and I was wrong. This is why you start small. So here's what bankroll management comes in. So let's say one unit is 10,000 virtual, right? If I'd enter here like I did, let's say I did that over here somewhere. I did it on the one before when I was first trying to get a feel for it. I'm like, okay, this is a damn short squeeze ticker. This ain't no scalping ticker. Like here, I only entered like one unit here, which would be 10,000 of these, and then I entered another one here. So when I got out right here, you know what I'm saying, they like both green. It's net green. Feel me? Then the same thing happened here. I caught this top. I thought maybe it's the top. I tried to get cute and say maybe this is the re-enter. Maybe this is the top. But it wasn't. And then I got here. I got another entry here, and I got them out both here. You feel me? So that was still a winning trade. You feel me? But this is one thing I wanted to call out. This is important. I was doing this morning, actually not doing it correctly. I was not trading with the trend. If you look at Virtual has had a green dot on the 1 hour all day. You know, since 6 a.m. This is when I started. So technically, like theoretically, I should not have been trying to short this. I should have been dip buying and going long for at least the scalping strategy, because I did not have a red dot, and I wrote that. I actually wrote that at one point inside of the actual Discord. I said, you know what, guys? Honestly, I'm kind of goofing off here. I'm not doing, I'm breaking the rules here because I'm trying to short when we got a red dot on the 1 hour. And, this kept going up, and I don't know what I thought. I guess I kept thinking it would roll over. The reason why I did want to call this out, this green dot wasn't here yet, is that we had basically what I saw when I woke up is that, sure, we had a red dot on the 4 hour here. This next candle was green as hell on the 4 hour. I was like, that might be, sometimes you catch a quick uptick for no reason kind of deal. And it, like this, like something like this candle here. You know what I'm saying? Like this was green, but then you caught this one all the way down. You're like, what the heck? Like, so weird stuff happens in the higher time frames. And I was like, well, I still have a downtrend on the 4 hour, technically. Eventually that played out though, and we got the green dot. So theoretically, I was not following the rules by trying to short when we had a green dot here, which is the reason if you're going to do that, you got to take your profit quick. You got to, or else just go long. You feel me? And going long really is the real answer. So now, finally, are we going to get the red dot on the 1 hour here for Virtual? In which case, maybe some of you, if you feel like trying the scalping strategy slash short squeeze strategy, maybe now is the time. We're finally seeing we're not getting a higher. Let me go back to Breakout Prop. We're finally seeing that we're not getting a higher high here. Like finally, right? Finally. But what I would like to see to know that this trend is going to happen is that this breaks down and breaks below this. That something got to give me confirmation. If we did that, it depends on how fast you get there, but if we did that, I presume that finally that the red dot would start to appear on the 1 hour, which then hopefully will lead to the 2 hour red dot, and then they roll back over. Before you know it, the 4 hours red again. I won't say before you know it, it'll take a while. But ultimately, we are bullish right now. You see all these are green dots. So trying to go short right here is risky business. And if you're doing it because of the short squeeze strategy, which is that there's an epic pump. You're watching those candles, you're getting in, and you're not hesitating to take your profit and get the F out. You know what I'm saying? Like this looks like it would have been great right when the live stream started. Maybe I should have jumped in there, but like already, like this is not ready to just dive off the cliff because all of these big time frames are still pointing up. You know, unless there's some crazy news or something, it takes a while for these to flow over. And I like a boring market because a boring market, you can easily just do the scalping strategy. But virtual is just a little bit too volatile to do wait for the 10-minute. You basically have to zoom in. You're looking at 1, 2, 1, 3, and 5-minute waves. That's kind of what it is. The basics of hey, what's poppin', Andrew? The basics of the scalping strategy require a little bit less volatility than virtual. Virtual, I mean, listen, I'm trading the most volatile ticker I can find, y'all. I'm the shitcoin king. You know what I mean? I love trading the volatile tickers. That's me. But like, you know, maybe it's Ethereum or maybe it's, you know, something else that's not been so volatile like some of these I'm over here on Phemex now. So for the sake of having something to talk about on the live stream, I did enter some more shorts here. This is my thesis here, okay? I'm thinking like, you know, this is a wonky weekend. Cats away to mice will play usually means the price will drive up, but we've had some crazy price action this morning already that makes me feel like maybe we're going to get some price action to the downside. This is the 1 hour on Bitcoin, and you know, we're seeing an anchor wave and a trigger wave here on a 1 hour. You know, we came down below this little trend line, if that means anything, and we're going to see if we're going to break through it. But like, if this ultimately comes down, I have a feeling that we're going to start to see some larger time frames roll over. We got a 4 hour red dot, and you know, a lot of times you get the red dot, and you get one more pump, and then that's the beginning of the next trend down. Now 8 hours my benchmark, but you see how choppy Bitcoin's been, right? It came up here and it's just left, right, left, right, left. You know, this is why I'm zoomed in scalping, and or for the folks who don't want to trade right now, I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this definitely could be a weekend where you said I'm taking a weekend off. I wouldn't blame you. Only a crazy person like me who's got, you know, 100 trades today wants to trade this market. You know, wants to get in and out, you know. Like I said, I'm not addicted to trading. I'm not addicted to trading. Okay. But I don't know. I just like when I see these short squeezes, it just start licking my chops. Like, man, I'm able to catch these tops. So I'm looking at, let's say, here's what I've got on Breakout Prop. I've got an Ethereum quote unquote swing. For me, swing means day trade, but a shorter term. I want this to kind of roll over. This is Ethereum. I don't know. You know, here's my 10-minute starting to roll over. Ethereum's looking real flat. This is my current take profit. As any take profit, I'm leave open option to take it early. However, this is the 10-minute trend line, if you want to call. This is actually one of the Market Cipher A lines. I just picked the one I like in the middle or whatever, and I got rid of the rest just to kind of give me a measuring stick. The fact that it's breaking below it right now is somewhat of a good sign that you're going to get a reversal. Now, maybe this is the downward trend. You feel me? Like, maybe I did all right. My entry is this orange line. You know what I mean? I'm like, I think I got a good entry. If I was going to hold something, this might be the one. But this is my take profit right here at the bottom of this candle. You know, the fair value gap might get filled. You feel me? So I can live with that. That was actually good profit. Now, that would be in Breakout Prop. Now, back to Phemex. In Phemex, I've got 4 positions open. Avalanche. Okay, for those in the private Discord group, if you saw I had Avalanche, I had called out Avalanche because I was like, come on, man. Like, this Avalanche, look at this morning. Let me make it bigger for you. Avalanche has been going bonkers this morning. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hold on, this is all the way up. Like, it was just relentless, you know? And I wrote out there, I said, look, the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Now, granted, you guys, especially if you're new, you got to be careful trying to pick tops. And maybe I do it, I don't know, I do it for the fun of it. I'm oftentimes early, but it comes down to bankroll management. Everything is, I got to enter position size that I can live with, and or I have the option if I want to go bigger, if I think we have the top and I want to average down one unit more. You don't go and do that 20 times or something, but maybe I went into it knowing that I did a half a unit, so I'll do 1 to 2 more units max. And or you have a tight stop loss where you're going to just quickly get stopped out if you miss the top and you'll re-enter. Something like that. In this case, I set kind of a high stop loss because I just think it's fake. And also, it was an afternoon play. I'm like, okay, if this is the morning pump, I called that out in the Discord. I said, did we just finish the morning pump? You know, if this is true, like the weekends have kind of been going, like the morning pump, let's see, 1450. You know, this one kept, but this one was extremely bullish. One of the most bullish tickers this morning. So my entry is this orange line here. I'm green right now. I didn't put a lot of money on it, but I'm green, which is a good sign considering, like, wow, I mean, did I catch the top? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this 1 hour candle straight up. I was like, come on, man, it's starting to look fake, And I didn't catch the exact top, but I was looking over here where volume was, a lot of volume in the past, and I'm like, okay, we're probably near a top. I can't see this doing this again out of nowhere. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. If it did do it, I set my leverage low enough that it was going to handle it. For this one, I said I'm going to go with it. Now, overall, the theme, what I'm also trying to showcase here is that this is a diversified portfolio, if you will, for shorts, for altcoins, okay? I got a little basket of them, a little collection of them, where I'm like, this kind of spreads out the risk. So on a crazy weekend like this past week, really, since last weekend, where things are not coalescing, right? Like, I like it when everything is basically trading, like it's correlating with Bitcoin, because then I'm just like, all I got to do is my TA on Bitcoin. I find my tickers that are extremely bullish versus extremely bearish, and then I just trade those to the upside or to the downside. This ain't been doing that this last week, right? So this is kind of like pick your ticker and study it, and this week happened to be virtual. I've been studying. But now that I'm like, okay, I'm thinking maybe I'm taking a risk, not a lot of money, but maybe I'm taking a risk here, but I'm thinking that, okay, we're going to see a little bit of a top for the day here. That's what I think. I want to diversify who I'm shorting, okay? The only one I had open was Degen, and Degen ain't been doing jack. I got in a little early on it, but basically Degen didn't start doing nothing until recently, until this candle here just happened right when we got on the live stream. I don't know why Degen, I think it's just so low liquidity. But the good sign of it is I'm not afraid of this short because it ain't pumping, right? This is Degen at midnight. It's been flat all morning. Other stuff been going crazy, right? So to diversify it, I said, okay, you see where I entered here and here. I have a lot of wiggle room on it. I said, Degen, it's okay. Depending on how you want to do it. I didn't want to get stopped out on it because I'm not really afraid of another scam wick. It could happen, of course, but I'm not afraid of it because I feel like if it was going to do it, it would have did it like when Ethereum did it and stuff like that, when it's Ethereum did it. So I'm taking all this shit into consideration, right? Like, this is Ethereum short squeeze. Degen didn't even budge, So I'm like, okay, I don't want to get stopped out on a little scam wick on Degen. So for Degen, I'm over here like, okay, I bang for buck, risk versus reward. The risk is to the downside. Like it ran out of buyers. You get what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying it ran out of buyers. That's how I feel like at least for all of this to occur, all these people got their money in. When they pull a rug and they all decide to bail, it'll fall like a rock. That is my thesis on Degen, okay? But I'm diversifying that with a ticker like AVAX, which has gone bonkers this morning, and eventually enough was enough, and if it does start to pull back, I think it'll just be basically full stop ahead down just like it did here. Just like it did here. You know what I'm saying? This is what AVAX is capable of doing for me. So getting in here, right at this line of resistance, kissed over it. Risk versus reward, I'll take it. In the short amount of time, I'll take it. Will it go all the way down here? Not so sure, but I'm going to watch it. Look, we just got the red dot on the 1 hour, and also I'm looking at the RSIs. I do look at the RSIs probably more than I let on. You guys, it's such an easy one. It's right here. Finally, they're pointing down. I like to see that on a 1 hour, too, which is a little bit taller time frame, right? Here's the 2 hour. We got the red dot on the 2 hour. Makes me feel good. Does that mean it's going to go straight down? No, right? That's unlikely. That's unlikely. You could definitely get something like this and down. You could get that for sure. But if the whole entire market decides to reverse, this might reverse just as fast as it went on the way up. Let's see what the 3 hours looking like. These are high waves, too. This is why I draw that 75 line. When I see things getting over that 75 line, I start licking my chops because I'm like, man, this is how you catch one of these moves. Something got to be overbought. You feel me? Now, in this case, check this out. This did the Market Cipher core strategy, which is basically the uneven butt cheeks here. This was the anchor wave, and this was the trigger wave, but price hadn't moved yet. And then, boom. So whoever followed the core strategy on this short for AVAX would have been eaten. Would have done quite well. And again, this is why I'm early to you guys. Because in reality, I probably could have, should have, would have waited and wait for this to play out. You see, I could wait for this to do one of these and then come back down again. Or I should say, if it does one of these and then come back down the uneven butt cheeks, when price might, now that we're down here, price might do this, and then that. You know what I'm saying? It's a very just pretty much the same as here. Like this followed the textbook damn near, except for this weirdo wick here, okay? But you would have dodged that if you waited for this one, right? You wouldn't have entered until here. It's like I said, sometimes I enter early. It's okay. As fast as this came up, I'm willing to risk it. Not, again, bankroll management. Not that much money, but you keep batting singles. If you avoid losing, you will keep winning. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. As much as I would love to see nothing but green right here, you're never going to see 100% green. And the reason you're not is because hopefully the reason you're not is because you're cutting your losses. You're going to take some on the chin, a couple ones on the chin. I made it up the very next trade. You know what I'm saying? Very next trade. And then it's been green ever since. You feel me? All the way up. So that's okay. That's okay. Avoid the massive losses in case you're wrong. I'd rather be rich than right. You know? Avoid the massive dunking on you. You know? Like, oh, man, I thought I was going to reverse, but it didn't reverse. Now I'm down 20% of my whole entire bankroll. Like, nah, son. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And that way you stay in the game, and before you know it, your bankroll grows. It's going a little more. It's growing a little more. And you look up the rest of the day, you've been trading all day, you're up $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You be like, man. Then you start slowly increasing your position size. You start getting more familiar with your tickers. Before you know it, two turn to 4, 4 turn to 8. And I'm telling you, you will just grow it over time. You lock in. And that's kind of what I started doing with virtual when I was like, you know what, this ain't no scalping ticker. This is a short squeeze ticker. And did I do it perfectly here? I guess no, but I got out here. I got out at a bottom. And how did I know? Because it just stalled on me. It just stalled. You're sitting there looking at a ticker just stuck. And I'm like, could it break again? I don't know, bro. Just give me my money. You know what I'm saying? Just let me get out of this thing. You know, and this here, it had stalled a little bit. I should have got out. In theory, I guess you could say maybe I shouldn't have, right? In theory, because, you know, I was debating on if this was the top and I was going to let it hold. But I was like, nah, this ticker has been too crazy this morning. Trying to call it top is a fool's errand. You know, it would have, could have, should have been the top. I could have held it, but I didn't know that at that time. You feel me? So you got to be careful. Oh, yes, appreciate it, Blockchain Cowboy. Everybody, please like and subscribe and share with your boy Cassius Cuvée. This is a good time to call out, too. I have the invite. There's only 2 days left for the invite contest, or I guess 3. It ends at UTC 00 on Tuesday. So basically, you got through today, tomorrow, and Monday to go. If you're in part of the Discord group, go in, get your Discord invite link, and then share it everywhere. Whoever shares the most wins the challenge. By Tuesday, the bot tracks it. And then you're going to get 1 hour one-on-one with your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to go over whatever strategy you want to go over. We'll look at the charts, look at whatever you've been looking at. Whatever way you want to trade, is the way I want to help you trade, right? I'm not here to say, do it like me, do it like me. I'm just telling you what I'm doing to give you a different perspective, because I know that I don't do things the same way everybody else does it. I watch everybody, and most of the guys, it's like cookie cutter, the same thing. Either that or they got some super secret fancy formula that makes them look smart, like they're a genius, because you got to do all these hoops and jump through. I seen some charts today, not saying no names, but I was like, I want to take a screenshot and be like, if your chart looks like this, you're trying too hard. Okay, like, I mean, there's a million circles and dots and X's and squares and lines, and I'm just like, you guys, like, if that works for you, do it, and I'm willing to explore it with you. But I'm just saying, like, trading can be as easy as you want it to be or as hard as you want it to be. It doesn't have to be hard to make money, though. You don't have to be complicated to make money. It really doesn't. So whatever way you want to do, or if you've been exploring something, you finding something, and you want it to go over me, there's a good chance I've already looked at it before, and I can give you my perspective, and or if I haven't, we'll look at it together, and I'll say, oh, maybe this is tight, and you can incorporate this along with it, or whatever the case may be, okay? So me, I try to make trading simple. It doesn't have to be all that other shit. I'm literally doing these short squeezes and shit with no TA at all. I'm just looking at candles. I'm looking at price action, and then in the Market Cipher B, you know, momentum waves on the 1, 3, and 5 minute. You know what I'm saying? All the other stuff, I do like looking at the RSIs, I gotta say, and then you got the VWAPs too. But like, I don't need a million lines on a price chart because they end up messing you up, especially if you short-term trading. Because like, I don't want a ballpark. I need to be precise. And that's really what, I mean, you could see, for whatever reason, I've been able to be pretty precise on some of these tops. You know what I'm saying? Like right at the top. You know what I mean? Some of these right at the top. You know what I'm saying? Right at the top. This is not based on some lines I drew on a price chart. This is me looking at price action. Dead at it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever strategy you want to go over, I'm down. Or if you want me to go over in slower steps or whatever the case may be, I'm down to do that too. All right, let me look at the other tickers I'm in right now in Phemex because I did diversify. Like I said, so far so good. Seeing some green. This Degen was the worst one. Let's see. The last one here. Oh, ZIL. I kind of did this for old time's sake. I had a long-term bag of it that went to nothing. And, it's not a bad shit coin to trade, though. It's look at that vol. I saw this. This is what I saw. Let me go back to TradingView. This is what I saw. And I was mad that I missed it. I saw this. This is the 2-hour, right? So let me go to like the 10-minute. I saw a move like this on a ticker that's moving dead. Look how flat it's moving. It's moving hella flat. Hella flat. And then, whoop. I don't know, man. And again, it's honestly, I should have waited. I thought maybe this was the beginning. I can't remember exactly where I got in. Probably like here or something. No, that's 2 in the morning. No, I wouldn't have been there. I probably got in here. Probably got in here. I think I saw this 10-minute. I think I saw this 10-minute red dot, and I got in here probably. 11:20, yeah, probably there. And I thought, well, maybe this would be the beginning of the fall down. It hasn't. It's been going flat. But then also, I just thought that this was the top because of this wick. I'm hoping we don't get scam wicked again. I don't have a huge position on it. But it's more along the lines of if I think, look, you see the longer time frames are pointing down. This 4 hour, I know I saw this 4-hour pointing down. Let's see what else we got pointing down. I'm looking at 6-hour, 8-hour. Oh, it was the 8-hour too. So when you look at this, something like this on the 8-hour, and I see a wick this damn high, to me, that's a good sign of maybe we caught the top of this move, I didn't catch the top of it, but if we've seen the top of it, could it do one more? Of course it could. But I'm getting a position size that's what is it, 10x leverage? That is not crazy position size. And, it was only a half a position size, and I'm prepared probably to take more. I got a stop loss basically set right above. Let me go back to Phemex. I got a stop loss set right above that big whoosh. So if that happens again, I'm going to go to sleep with this open, right? So this is the one that I think we've seen the top of this 8-hour cycle, if you will, 8-hour wave cycle, and I want to have some skin in the game for if we decide to go back right down to here, right? This is the 8-hour, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm looking at. You see, I didn't set a take profit, but this is an alert right here. Maybe before bed I'd probably set it. But that's what I'm looking at for Zilica. And so, they got the double bottom same. This is what Bitcoin looked like. Boom, boom. This is the big 8-hour with the big wick. Risk versus reward. It's got to prove to me that it's bullish. You get what I'm saying? Because this ain't the most bullish ticker in the world. If everything turns down, it will drop. The last one I have open is, I got a virtual trade too, which I am green on. So that was the other thing. So this is just me. I'm not saying everybody should do this. I sometimes will trade the same thing in Phemex when I traded in Breakout Prop. So I've been trading Breakout Prop virtual all morning. So part of the reason, I got out of this one here and I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of bigger money in the sense of, it's I don't know, a smaller move makes a bigger amount of money because it was more scalping. And I'm kind of thinking I caught the top, and as much as I'd love to have just held this all the way down, I'm like, I'm not trying to watch it. So I entered it here in God, did I catch this top? That's my entry there? Oh, sorry, let me go to Phemex. Looks like I got a pretty good damn entry here. Okay, you know what I'm saying? On this one right here. So, that looks like the entry. Yeah, so basically, what time was that? No, that ain't the entry. Is that the entry? No, that ain't the entry. It can't be. This is the entry. This is the entry here. Yeah, this is the entry here. So, not a bad one. And basically, I survived all of that because of my this is leverage, so I didn't have something real tight. I got it set up for a scam wick, super duper. It ain't going to kill me. It ain't going to kill me. But if this is the top and it wants to roll over and come all the way down to here, I'll take it. You feel me? This is the one that I'm hoping did this, and I'm hoping is doing this. You get me? So this is a swing trade. That's virtual, and the other one is Degen. So that's the 5 tickers that I have open right now. I've got AVAX, Degen, Virtual, Zilica, and Ethereum, and they're all swings. So far, most are green. Ethereum's doing good right now. Ethereum is in Breakout Prop. Yeah, and I'm pretty much good. That's what I'm trading right now. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. And everybody, happy Easter. Pretty much, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. but I will tap in with the private Discord. For anybody who wants to join my private Discord for free, it's normally $99 a month. But what I'm doing is a special promotion for the first 50 people. You get 1 whole year for free if you use my Phemex referral code to create an account on Phemex. So all you got to do is use this here, GMMNX5, and what you're going to do is when you create the account on Phemex, you're going to get a user ID number, and then you put that in the verification bot inside Discord, and then what it does is it automatically verifies you. All you have to do after that is click on Get Free Trial, and then open up WAP, and you'll see that you just put in your information and get 1 year for free, pay nothing today, and then you're in. And then you got all the channels and everything else. I also have something I forgot to mention last time. I have the big, what do I call it? The bold predictions. The bold predictions tab. Let me pull it up real quick. The bold predictions tab. So if you got anything crazy that like, okay, Bitcoin's going to 140K, something that's 6 months out or longer, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you go ahead and type it in there. And then whoever wins that, you know what I'm saying? Like we look up and, you know, half the year's gone by and the peak comes, and I'm going to give a lot of credit and a lot of shout out to whoever did that and some sort of a prize, whoever won on their bold predictions. But you can't go in there and be changing it. You know what I'm saying? Just go in there, be honest, and say, look, I think Bitcoin's going to 140K still. Write it. Don't be scared. Or you're like, bull market over. I think Bitcoin's dropping to 45K. Whatever you got to say. Put it in there. Bold predictions. Don't be shy. Or whatever ticker you want. SWI's going to lead the market. So, you know, Sol's going to overtake Ethereum. Whatever you want to say. Go ahead and put it in there. You feel me? But that's about it. Oh, the poll too. What are your favorite tickers to trade? That's what I had on the poll. If I end the Q&A, let's see. Not a poll, I guess a Q&A. I don't know if you guys wrote it in there or not. I haven't the Q&A. I don't know if I see people's answers or you guys just write them in the chat. I'm not sure how the Q&A works on a YouTube chat. But yeah, put in your favorite tickers real quick. We'll write out looking at the favorite tickers that you guys like to trade. Virtual has been my fun one this week just because of the volatility. That's what I've been enjoying. What do you guys like trading? You tell me. Put it in there. SWI and Solana. Okay, blockchain cowboy like trading SWI and Solana. So I'll take a look. ETH. I'll take another look at SWI and Solana. That's the thing. You guys tell me what you want me to look at, what you're trading. I will definitely look at them. See Solana real quick. Solana's been bullish. Solana has been bullish. You know? Which makes sense, man. If the people who thought like this was the bottom, you know, if it was really the bottom on, what was the date of that? April 7th, that Monday or whatever, or even this Wednesday here, if you thought this was the bottom, Sol's a bullish ticker, right? This is just as much as Bitcoin's cycle. This has been Solana's cycle, right? I mean, of the big dogs, who have been the top coins this cycle, right? It's been Bitcoin, Solana, and Tron are probably been some of the big dog of the, you know, the bigger large caps that had like really won this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin education, all right. What's popping? I'm wrapping it up here, but yeah, any other tickers you guys like looking at, I'll look them up on the next one. Drop them in the Discord. I might even do TA on the spot and give you feedback in the Discord, like, you know, on a random day or whatever. So anyways, tomorrow's the day off from the live stream, but we will come back on Monday, and we will go ahead and see what the hell's going on. This is still a weird weekend, y'all. So trade carefully, have good stop losses, or whatever is your plan. Make sure it includes good risk management. Bitcoin and the rest are shit coins. Hey, man, listen. For all the Bitcoin maxis, they got a lot of definitely a lot to say this cycle, because Bitcoin, I don't even pretend to short it anymore. Like, that ain't the one. I short everything else. You feel me? So I don't even blame you on that one. You know, but for this cycle, for sure, Solana's had a big run. Tron's had a big run. A few others. But Bitcoin, boy, Bitcoin, if you talk about going way back, Bitcoin for sure has been the strongest one, man. So I can't even knock the Bitcoin. Listen. Let me show you something, Bitcoin educator. I got a Bitcoin chain around my neck, okay? Let me put it on the big thing. So I don't have nothing against Bitcoin. This is the long-term one I believe in right here. I definitely am a blockchain enthusiast, and I believe that, you know, Bitcoin in the future of it. But as far as a trader, just want to always be clear. There's a difference between trading and long-term investing and believing in something, whatever you believe it is. I believe in Algorand, and its price action sucks, right? So I believe in things like supporting the network, and that blockchain technology is something that's going to change the world potentially on how data is transferred, basically like that. You know what I mean? And if you support the network, you state the network, that's different than being a trader. So there's definitely a difference between being an investor and a trader. But Bitcoin, definitely not hating on Bitcoin this cycle. Bitcoin proved itself. Bitcoin flexed on him this cycle. That's for show. So anyways, all right, y'all. That's about it, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody in the Discord. Shout out Altcoin Daily for hopping in last. They got the biggest crypto YouTube channel in the world, and they hopped in. Little old me, your boy Cassius Cuvée. And if you guys just jumped in late at the beginning, I showed my music video with Altcoin Daily. And I obviously I have a rap in there. They're rocking with me, and then I do an interview with them. So I showed that at the beginning of this live stream. So I hopped in the live stream early just so I could kill some time, show that, and get everybody a chance to join. And, man, that's pretty much it, man. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Easter holiday, people pretty safe, pretty chill, but you know what I'm saying. You never know when things get popping. That's all I got for y'all today, though. Peace.